In this video we'll discuss another very important feature of the list view control on the UX component, especially with regard to mobile applications. So what you can see over here is a list inside a UX component, and the list is displaying data from a database that has a list of movies and movie images, and you can see that the list is obviously only displaying 3 rows of data right now, and I'm showing it here in Firefox so that I can see the Ajax callbacks that are taking place in Firebug. So if I now start to scroll the list, you can see that when I get to say row 5, an Ajax callback fired off, and if I look inside the callback, I can see that basically we are going to be appending some rows of data to the list, and you can see all these funny characters over here are the base 64 encoded images that are being returned from the server. So if I go and clear this here, as I keep on scrolling, basically we keep on hitting callback. So you can see that every once in a while there's a callback firing off, going to get more data from the server. So this list here, in fact, is configured so that it has automatic fetch more scrolling turned on. So if I go back now to the builder and look at how this list was defined, we can see now that the list is based on a SQL query. So you can see we're going against the SQL database here. It's a MySQL database, and we've turned on paginate data, and we've said that our page size is 10, and now we've changed our pagination method from fetch more to AutoFetchMore. So now with fetch more, an actual button appears at the end of the list, and you have to physically click the button to go fetch more records. But with AutoFetchMore, the new records get fetched automatically as soon as you get close to the end of the list. So by setting the initial page size to 10, a very small amount of data has to be loaded when the page is initially loaded. So you can see here that the page comes up very quickly, or if I were to go and do a refresh, you can see that the refresh happens very, very quickly, because there's just one server call, and then a relatively small amount of data gets retrieved. And then as soon as I start to scroll the list, you can see the callbacks taking place. But because each callback is fetching a relatively small amount of data, it appears as though you have continuous scrolling. So you don't actually notice, in this particular case, since I'm on a relatively fast machine here, you don't notice any delays. On an actual phone, you would see a small spinner over there firing up for a short period of time while the callback was firing. So you can see that now I've gone and now I'm up to row number 125 in the list, but the callbacks keep on firing as I get towards the end of the list. The callback fires, and then there's the next callback, and eventually I'll get to the end of the list, and then we'll stop firing callbacks. But since there's about 500 rows in this list, it'll take a while to get all the way to the end. So the ability to do automatic fetch more mode for list controls is very important, because it gives you the illusion of having loaded the whole list into memory, but in actual fact you're only loading 10 rows of data at a time. Thanks very much for watching.